Imagine in the ocean of glittering Parisian lights, under the unending flashes of cameras, there was one figure who suddenly made the world fall silent. One step, one gaze was enough to shake the hearts of thousands who witnessed it. And that night, on the grand stage of the Loewe Paris Fashion Show 2026, the world once again bowed to an unmatched presence. Wang Yibo. Hello drama lovers, welcome back to K-pop World. Today we are about to dive into a story that is not merely about fashion, not just about a runway show, but about a breathtaking moment. A moment when Wang Yibo stood in the brilliance of Paris and became the center of the universe. From the very first whisper of his arrival, the atmosphere of Paris shifted. Fans waited for hours outside the venue. Cameras from global media outlets stood ready at every angle, as though the entire city was waiting for one name, Wang Yibo. And when the black car finally stopped on the red carpet, when the door opened slowly, every heart seemed to beat louder, faster, stronger. He stepped out with calmness, yet with undeniable authority. The Loewe outfit he wore was simple, but in that simplicity lay his undefeatable charm. His dark hair fell gently, his face glowed beneath the lights, and his faint smile, fleeting, yet powerful enough to captivate every single gaze. Suddenly, the noise faded away, the chaos dissolved, leaving only silence filled with awe. Cameras jostled for space, flashes burst relentlessly, yet Yibo stood still, serene, as if he was born for this moment. His eyes forward, a slight turn of his head, and within seconds, Fancam spread across the world. Just a few seconds of footage sent his name trending worldwide. Comments flooded in. He looks like he stepped out of another world. His visuals are lethal. How can anyone be this perfect? And that was only the beginning. As he walked into the venue, the atmosphere grew more intense, more dramatic. Rows of seats filled with world-class celebrities seemed to dim in comparison, because every lens, every stare, followed one figure alone. Wang Yibo walked slowly, his aura beyond description. No grand gestures, no exaggerated expressions. His very existence was enough to pull everything into his orbit. Fancams recorded from every angle revealed the undeniable detail of his presence. The depth of his eyes, the sharpness of his features under the spotlights. Every frame looked like a masterpiece. Even as he sat quietly among the guests, he still appeared as the leading star of the entire show. A gentle smile, a slight nod, a brief turn of his head, and those fleeting gestures were enough to send fans screaming online. Full Fancam Wang Yibo Loewe 2026 became one of the most searched phrases globally. Clips spread like wildfire. Some fans replayed them hundreds of times, just to capture the way his eyes shimmered in the light. Others zoomed in again and again, refusing to miss a single detail of his flawless face. And the more people watched, the clearer it became. No one could outshine him that night. But what made this moment so different? It wasn't only his beauty, it wasn't only his fame. It was because Wang Yibo carries something rare, an aura, an energy that forces the world to stop and notice. In the fashion world, many look dazzling, many flaunt extravagance, but Yibo doesn't try too hard. He simply is, and that is what makes him undefeatable. That night, Loewe did not just present a collection, it created history. A chapter where an Asian star, an artist, an icon, stood not only beside the legends of fashion, but even surpassed them. And the world had no choice but to acknowledge it. Netizens wrote with raw emotion, "I can't stop watching this Fancam. He makes everyone else look ordinary. Tonight in Paris belongs to Wang Yibo." Those words filled timelines, filled screens, filled hearts everywhere. And if we pause for a moment, isn't this the true power of a star? To not only be seen, but to be felt. To not only conquer the eyes, but to conquer hearts. In every second of his Fancams, there was a story, there was a feeling, something that pulled us back again and again, afraid to lose that fleeting magic. Loewe may have prepared the grand stage, the dazzling lights, and the important guests. But who would have expected that all the spotlight would end up on just one man? Wang Yibo did not merely attend a fashion show. He transformed it into his own stage. A stage that will forever be remembered. And that night, in Paris, the world was reminded that there exists a star who shines far too brightly to ever be ignored. That among thousands of cameras, only one name made them all surrender. That name is Wang Yibo. And with just one gaze, he carved history into eternity. So what about us drama lovers? Didn't our hearts tremble too? Didn't we feel that pull each time we replayed the Fancam? Didn't we whisper to ourselves? He was the center of the world that night. Because the truth is, Wang Yibo's charm is not just about appearance. It is the reflection of a long journey, of invisible hard work, of dedication we may never fully know. When he stood on that stage, he was not only carrying himself, he was carrying the dreams of millions. He was carrying proof that a young man from Asia could conquer Paris, could conquer the world. And maybe that is why we feel so deeply moved. Because behind the perfect face, behind the calming smile, there's a story of struggle, of courage, of never giving up. Every sparkle in his eyes seemed to speak that what we saw that night was no coincidence. It was the result of everything he had endured to stand there. Paris 2026 will always be remembered as the night Loewe shined. But beyond that, it will be remembered as the night when Wang Yibo became the center of the universe. The night when one name, one step, one gaze stopped time itself. And with the full Fancam replayed endlessly, talked about passionately, and shared worldwide, the story will never die. It will continue to live, to inspire, to remind us that there are stars destined to shine brighter than all others. And so, a story that shakes the heart, holds the gaze, and makes the world stop in awe. A story that could only be created by one name, Wang Yibo.